Hello everyone, my name is Zan Botso. I'm Professor of Philosophy here at UWGB. I just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you to the philosophy program and curriculum. So what is philosophy? Philosophy is an attempt to seek the truth about ourselves, about the world, and about our relationships to others in the deepest possible way. You probably don't realize it, but you've already been debating and doing philosophy for most of your life. If you've wondered whether or not, for instance, um, football players should kneel during the national anthem, if you've debated that, you're debating philosophical issues. If you've wondered whether or not you should delete that Facebook account because perhaps it's doing you no good, or that social media is doing harm to society, you've been doing philosophy. And in our courses, we look at these sorts of questions by studying the experts and looking a bit deeper into them. Philosophy stems from the ancient Greek words philo and sophia, which means love of wisdom. And so if you're interested in living a wise life, demonstrating good judgment, whether practically or theoretically, then philosophy is the sort of thing that's for you. All right, so we ask such questions like, does God exist? What is truth? Do we have free will? Is abortion permissible? Am I a soul that can survive its death? What is racism? What is it to be racist? Is morality subjective? These are just some of the many questions that we discuss in our courses. So we have 3 dedicated faculty who are experts in their fields and are devoted to student success and communicating these ideas and having these discussions with students. I've already introduced myself. My specialty is primarily early modern philosophy and ethics. Dr. Jeffries here has a specialty in philosophy of religion and religious studies, as well as ethics. And Dr. Kim focuses on ancient philosophy, in particular the thought of and work of Plato and Aristotle, as well as ethics, right? So there's plenty of overlap in which we have some fun and interesting discussions with one another and with students. To get the philosophy degree requires 33 credits to get the major. To get the minor requires 21 credits. Many of these as well satisfy general education requirements, but many of these courses are just fascinating, whether it's Introduction to Philosophy, Contemporary Ethical Issues. I'll point out here the sort of major. To get the 33 credit requirements, you have to take either ancient philosophy or early modern philosophy. So ancient philosophy would be with Dr. Kim, in which you would look at the pre-Socratics leading up to Socrates. You'd look at Socrates' thought, Plato's thought, Aristotle's thought. These are thinkers writing during the first democracy, and so many of what they have to say in their works, if they produced any works, Socrates didn't produce any works, but if they did produce any works, is still very relevant to today and how we're grappling with our democratic system. Or they can take early modern philosophy, which is what I teach. We look at some philosophers, some major figures during the course of the scientific revolution. We look at Hobbes, Descartes, Locke, Berkeley, Hume. And over the course of your career in the philosophy major, you might look at other thinkers like Nietzsche, Wittgenstein, Sartre, Kant, as well as others. And we offer plenty of courses: biomedical ethics, contemporary ethical issues, philosophy of art, philosophy of religion and science, which Dr. Jeffries teaches, introduction to Asian philosophy, introduction to the philosophy of religion, environmental ethics, as well as many more. In these courses, you get into some great readings, some great discussions with your fellow students. Okay. In addition, outside of courses, right, it's not just about the coursework. Every week, we have a philosophy club which students run, which you can attend, in which you get to decide what topics you want to talk about, what topics you want to explore. In addition to that, there's the Philosopher's Cafe, which meets once a month. This is a sort of discussion society with those in the greater Green Bay community, by no means just philosophers, in which we look at contemporary issues, pressing issues of the day, a very fascinating discussion each month. So even if you decide not to major or minor, please feel free to attend those as well. Why study philosophy? Well, career preparation is certainly one of the benefits. Most philosophy majors are not planning on becoming professional philosophers. Many go into all sorts of fields, whether it's law, medicine, business, education, journalism, public policy, government, religion, retail management, you name it. Philosophy prepares you for all sorts of careers, I have a list here of those individuals who majored in philosophy, but you can see their careers are very diverse. Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal and an early investor in Facebook, was a philosophy major. George Soros, Phil Jackson, the legendary coach of the Bulls and Lakers, Ricky Gervais, the comedian. You can read the list, and there are more besides who majored in philosophy. Even Mark Cuban recently was noted as saying that studying philosophy may soon be worth more than a computer science degree. I don't know if he's correct or not, but I certainly agree with him that philosophy will help you in business and other fields. Why? Well, it helps you develop the right sorts of skills, helps you to think critically, carefully, and clearly. You learn to take a logical approach to addressing challenging questions and hard issues. Helps you reason well and evaluate the reasoning of others. You learn to discuss sensibly and write effectively. And you learn how to distinguish good reasoning from mere sophistry, which is pivotal in a democracy. There are other measures which we can judge this as well. Philosophers do very well, philosophy majors rather do very well once they graduate in terms of salary and salary growth. If you're planning on going to graduate school, philosophy majors have top marks on the LSAT and do very well on the GMAT if you're looking at business schools. And just the general GRE, philosophers excel as well. And perhaps last of all here, studying philosophy is fun, it's liberating, it's transformative. Students love it, they get a lot out of it. I'd love to have you in these courses. Socrates famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And wouldn't it be a shame to go through life not examining some of these most fundamental questions? Well, college is your chance to do it. Feel free to contact us with any questions you might have. There's my email address, and we hope to see you in class. Thanks so much.